Adley Rutschman traded to the Yankees. Imagine if the Orioles were even taking calls on Adley Rutschman. Today I have 20 wild MLB The Show trades. We're going to react and rank them. We're ranking them based off of sign me up, pretty good, not good, what are we doing, and MLB The Show logic. And the first one with Adley Rutschman's just, it's got to go in the what are we doing category. Seiya Suzuki for Dustin May and Miguel Rojas. As if the Dodgers don't have enough international talent. Seiya Suzuki at age 30, he's already broken out into a good big leaguer, but he's breaking out into like one of the best hitters in baseball this season. Imagine they just throw him on the Dodgers for an upside arm and Miggy Rowe. I'm going to put this one in the not good category. If the Cubs sucked, it might make sense, but there's just no way they're selling Seiya Suzuki. Nick Kurtz gets traded to the Guardians. The Athletics give up on Nick Kurtz, put him in line with Matt Olson and Sean Murphy. Nick Kurtz, JT Ginn, and Carlos Duran get traded for Cade Smith, one of the best relievers in baseball. 25-year-old with a 3.91 ERA at the time this trade happened. I think this one is just straight up MLB The Show logic. What is this, MLB The Show? We're not trading Nick Kurtz for bullpen. Zach Neto gets traded a lot in this video, by the way. But first, he's going to Detroit. The Tigers buying the 24-year-old shortstop. He's a 90 overall with a 273 average, 18 homers at the time of the trade. He's going to Detroit for Jackson Jobe, Kerry Carpenter, and Jason Foley. Kerry Carpenter's really good, man. Really good. Jackson Jobe is a high upside arm. Foley's a good reliever. I will say, though, it's not a bad trade. Now, Zach Neto is a really good player. I'm going to put it in pretty good. It's not the worst looking trade I've ever seen. If that happened in real life, it wouldn't completely catch me off guard. They're a good young team going in the play. You don't want to lose multiple starters as a playoff team. The Cincinnati Reds get Brenton Doyle from the Colorado Rockies, and they trade Chase Petty and Noelvi Marte. The 86 overall Brenton Doyle headed to Cincinnati. Noelvi Marte, a former top prospect of the Mariners, goes to the Reds. Now he's with the Rockies. I think this is actually a pretty good trade. And the Rockies are going to trade him eventually, right? Who are they going to get for him?
I don't know.
I'm going to put it in pretty good because I've seen way worse trades from this game. Now we're getting weird. Logan O'Hoppe goes back to the Phillies for Mick Abel, Alex Benelis, and Andrew Baker. Remember, Logan O'Hoppe was originally a Phillies prospect. He goes to the Angels when the Phillies are trying to re-up their Logan O'Hoppe, kind of getting clogged by JT Realmuto. There's no way the Angels are trading Logan O'Hoppe at this stage. I think he's like one of the staples of their franchise at this point. If I'm an Angels fan, this would probably make me mad. I would do this all day long as a Phillies fan. And I like Mick, but I am going to put this trade in what are we doing? What are we doing? We're trading him back to his original team. Why would the Angels trade Logan O'Hoppe? Zach Neto on the move once again. This time he's going to the Red Sox, and the return is even bigger. How about Roman Anthony, Blaze Jordan, and Brian Mata? Zach Neto just netted a Roman Anthony return for the Angels. I don't know what's going on with this. Listen, Zach Neto is a really good player. I've just mentioned it in the last trade. Don't want to make it sound like I'm talking down on Zach Neto. I think he's like a 4+ WAR player at this point, an everyday shortstop in this league, an all-star caliber shortstop in this league, and he's only 24 years old. Do you trade the top prospect in baseball plus fluff for him? Is the question. I think if the Red Sox were just deadlocked on locking in a shortstop, do Angels fans enjoy playing franchise? They're getting mental abuse from this mode. This is actually going to be the second Zach Neto trade that I put in pretty good. I mean, if you're going to get an everyday 24-year-old shortstop that's looking like he's going to be a guy for a while, it's probably going to take the top prospect in baseball. I don't see why either of these teams would do this, but on paper, it's not the worst trade I've ever seen. Seiya Suzuki's on the move again, this time to the Rays. The Cubs are going to get Ha-Sung Kim and Garrett Clevenger. I don't know why. I guess because Seiya Suzuki might have, 1 year of arbitration left. I have no idea why Seiya Suzuki's on the trade block. Why are the Cubs trading Seiya Suzuki in this game? Seiya Suzuki, Zach Neto. What did they do? And again, kind of just like the Dodgers deal, just not enough return here for Seiya Suzuki. Probably doesn't have the same in-game value that he has currently in real life because he is actively having the best year of his career. But this is just, it's not a good enough return. And this one's immediately getting put into the not good category. Here we go. Another guy that could get traded this year to deadline, Zach Gallen, on the move along with Lourdes Gurriel Jr. for Emmanuel Clase, the 89 overall closer of the Guardians, gonna go to Arizona. Zach Gallen, notably in a contract year, having a down year, not just in real life, but a 4.09 ERA here in the game as well. He gets packaged with his left field teammate Lourdes Gurriel for the closer. This is a wild trade. This is the type of trade that would happen like if both teams were in playoff contention. It's a very unique scenario where a trade like this happens. I'm going to be honest, I think this one's in the sign me up category. I like this trade. You don't see trades like this in baseball a lot. Not a single prospect involved. Sign me up. Now I'm just throwing this one out there. I just got the notice screenshot. The Angels traded Ben Joyce to the Phillies for Gabriel Rincones Jr. I need Phillies to sound off on this one down below. Ryan Helsley, who in this trade goes to the Phillies for Gene Cabrera, John Spikerman, and Max Lazar. I'm doing this trade all day long as a Phillies fan. Granted, Helsley is in a contract year, and he's having a down year as well for the Cardinals, who are currently in third place in their division at the time I'm making this video. So who knows? Maybe the price tag on him is lower than everyone would assume. I'd be disappointed at this return if I was a Cardinals fan. And so for that, I'm just going to put this one in the not good category. But maybe it is pretty good. Staying in the NL East, Sean Murphy going from the Braves to the Mets, and going back to Atlanta is Christian Scott and Kevin Parada. So a couple of prospects for Sean Murphy. We've seen Drake Baldwin kind of breaking out for the Braves this year. Sean Murphy's name has actually been on the trade block, or at least rumored, in the baseball space. So with Francisco Alvarez going down for the Mets and kind of having a disappointing year, this one wouldn't shock me none. Murphy does make a lot of money, though, so it's not like he's someone who would bring in a huge return. I think he's on the books for like almost 20 mil a year in real life, something like that. Sorry, 15 mil a year, which actually isn't bad, but I mean, it's post-arb money, that's for sure. And he's locked in for 4 more years with a club option, so it's at least a $60 million commitment. I'll say that one is actually pretty good. Now we got the active Red Sox again. Lucas Erceg going to the Red Sox for Blaze Jordan and Yoelin Cespedes. Blaze Jordan, a former top prospect, has kind of slid down the ranks a little bit. Pretty sure he's having a good year this year, though. Lucas Erceg, 29-year-old. If the Red Sox are pushing for playoff status, this is a great trade for them. I'm going to actually lock this one in as a sign me up. Lucas Erceg to the Red Sox for Blaze Jordan and Fluff. Not bad. Mason Miller to the Mets for Ryan Clifford and Blade Tidwell. Look, I'm just going to come out and say it. This one's MLB The Show logic. There's no way Mason Miller, with 3 years of team control, this is all you're getting. There's just no way. If the Mets made this trade, I'm quitting my job, deleting my YouTube channel, and I will go get a job at PetSmart. They can't keep getting away with this. Matt Strom goes to the Atlanta Braves for Raisel Iglesias and Joe Jimenez. 2 relievers for 1 reliever in interdivision. Matt Strom, 0.94 ERA, 85 overall player in the game, gets traded for a declining Raisel Iglesias and Joe Jimenez. This doesn't make sense in the game. This doesn't make sense in real life. In what universe are you adding bullpen by getting rid of the best bullpen arm in the trade? This would be an Atlanta Braves fleece job. I'm torn between what are we doing and MLB The Show trade logic. It might be both, but I'm putting it in the what are we doing category. Like what? Who? Why? Dylan Cruz getting traded to the Giants for Dakota Jordan, Will Bednar, and Rainer Arias. This is brutal. Dylan Cruz, 23 years old, but because he played a full collegiate career at LSU, flew through the minor leagues, not breaking out in the MLB like a lot of people maybe anticipated with the Nationals. But if the Nats give up on Dylan Cruz right now, it would be very Walgreens of them to do that. Trade Dylan Cruz. Now, I mean, James Wood and CJ Abrams are legit, but you can't give up on this guy. There's no universe where they're trading him. I'm putting this one in the MLB The Show logic. Zach Neto is once again on the move. This time he's going to the Yankees. We've seen him on the Tigers. We've seen him on the Red Sox. Now we've seen him on the Yankees. This time bringing in Spencer Jones, George Lombard, and Will Warren. Spencer Jones at one point had the same type of prospect prowess that like a Roman Anthony had when he first hit the ranks. He has slid down a little bit. Big zone, a lot of whiff, strikes out a good bit. 23-year-old outfielder, but there's some nasty, like 40 homer pop hidden in that bat if they can unlock it. I don't know. I think George Lombard being thrown in there might be a little too much. Maybe Spencer Jones, Will Warren, and some, I don't know, maybe not, I don't know. And maybe some, I don't know if throwing Lombard in there would do it. Yankees fans would probably be hesitant on that, but I think this is a good trade. Sign me up. I got 5 more trades for you. Brandon Lau to the Pirates for Tamar Johnson and Thomas Harrington. I had to show this one. Imagine the Pirates. I'm begging you. Add some bats without dumping the farm. Just spend a little bit of money, dude. You have Skeens handcuffed for another half decade. You can go find a Brandon Lau with a paycheck. This one's going in the what are we doing category. Anthony Volpe to the Pirates for Mitch Keller. We just had this conversation. Why am I talking to you like this is real? Because this is how you conduct business. This one's actually kind of accurate. Makes me mad. I got to give the game some respect here. This one's going in pretty good. Mason Miller going to Philadelphia for Aiden Miller and Eduardo Tait. Now this is a great trade. Aiden Miller, he's been a top 50 prospect ever since he got drafted. Tait, on the other hand, Venezuelan switch-hitting catcher, kind of bursted onto the scene in single A last year for the Phillies. This is a return that would probably get the job done, but I do think this is the type of return it'll take to get a Mason Miller, a top 25 prospect, another super high upside bat, and a Tait. If you've never seen Tait hit, please go look him up. I think this would be a huge splash in real life. It would be a ton of fun. It would make the Phillies instantly much more dangerous. I'm going to put this one in the sign me up category. I don't know if I pulled the trigger on it. That one makes a ton of sense. Way better than that Mets Mason Miller trade. How about another blockbuster? O'Neal Cruz goes to the Tigers for Jackson Jobe and Max Clark. Now, like I said, Pirates, we should be adding bats. But if you're not going to add bats, this is the type of trade you should make, I guess. But Jackson Jobe and one of the top prospects in baseball in Max Clark. Now, I will say, I think Kevin McGonigal is better than Max Clark and is going to have a better MLB career than Max Clark. They're both good. I think they're both going to be good. I like this. I think I like this. If the Pirates are legit selling and trying to get something back for one of their players, you hold on. I think they have Brian Reynolds locked in. You can't trade Skeens. Max Clark's a really good prospect. 6-year age difference between him and Max Clark. You add some ARB years there, but I don't hate that. This actually is one of my favorite trades of the entire sim. I actually think it's a slight overpay for the Tigers, but sign me up, dude. Brenton Doyle to the Mets for Drew Gilbert and Ryan Clifford. What is it with Ryan Clifford being a huge return? But this is actually not bad, though. It's not like Brenton Doyle is some world beater. He had one really good season as a great defender, but I still think he has a lot to prove. This isn't a bad trade. I would hate to see this as a Phillies fan. I think this makes the Mets significantly better team. This is a pretty good trade. I don't like it, but it's pretty good. What do you think? Let me know down below. There actually ended up being more good trades and sign me up trades than bad trades out of all of these. I think it was 21 trades in total. I had so much fun with this. And just a little hint here, I got all of these trade sims while recording a separate video that I've been working on for a while now. And I'm going to be doing a lot more content like this, franchise style content. All the other stuff's not going anywhere. You're still going to be getting pack squads, still going to be covering new content in Diamond Dynasty, but you're going to be getting a video like this every single week, along with an IRL pack and play every single week. So stay tuned, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Till I see the big man's on flats.
Hop on the front door, it's like midnight. Don't lose your grip, cause you might fall out again. Off-white whip, need for speed. I'm not switching the lane. Pick up the pace.
Yeah.
Bro like that, and we're back to the base.
Back to the base.